Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Bernardo? You come most carefully on your hour. Get thee to bed, Francisco. Much thanks. It's bitter cold and I'm sick at heart. Have you had quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring. Well, good night. If you meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste. I think I hear them. Stand! Ho! Who's there? Friends to this ground.
And Lieutenant the Dane.
Give you good night.
Oh, farewell on a soldier, who hath relieved you?
Bernardo hath my place. Give you good night.
Hola, Bernardo!
Say, is Horatio with you? A piece of him. Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let the leaf take hold of him. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear. Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story, what we 2 nights have seen. Well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this. Last night of all, when yond same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and...
Peace! Break thee off! Look where it comes again!
In the same figure, like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar. Speak to it, Horatio.
Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio. Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder. What art thou that usurps this time of night? Together in that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march. By heaven, I charge thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away. Stay! Speak! Speak! I charge thee, speak! What now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it? Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, 'tis strange. In what particular thought to work, I know not. But in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. But soft! Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I get my partisan?
'Tis here! I will not stand. 'Tis here!
'Tis gone. We do it wrong being so majestical to offer show of violence, for it is as the air, invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery.
It was about to speak when the cock crew. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life the spirit shall speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it?
Let's do it, I pray, and I this morning know where we may find him most conveniently.
Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us be fitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wiser sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress of this warlike state, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with one auspicious and one dropping eye, with mirth and funeral and with dirge and marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair alone. For all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. What wouldst thou have?
Dread, my lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly, I came to show my duty in your coronation.
Have you your father's leave, Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laborsome petition. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine, and thy best graces, bend it at thy will. And now, Hamlet, my dear cousin and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be so, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected haver in the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have that within which passeth show. These but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. To persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. This unmanly grief, it shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature. We pray you throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart for you. Your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire. And we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, our son.
Let not your mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray you, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Come, madam. This sweet and gentle accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh. This too solid flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his canon against self-slaughter. Oh, God. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it. Now, fie! That it should come to this. But 2 months dead. Not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to a satyr. So loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman, married with mine uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, she married. Oh, most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see thee well. Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus?
My good lord.
I am very glad to see you. Good even, sir. My friends, what brings you all to Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man. Take him for all in all, I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king your father.
The king my father?
Season your admiration for a while, within a tent ear, till I may deliver upon the witness of these gentlemen this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, in the dead, vast and middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, armed at point, exactly cap a pie, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes, within his truncheon's length, whilst they distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear. Stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me in dreadful secrecy impart they did. And I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, where, as they hath delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes, I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it none.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it well.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed the sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. And whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves. And so, farewell. Upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit. In arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
Poor Hamlet, and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion, and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of primy nature, the perfume and suppliance of a minute. No more. Take it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor cottle doth besmirch the virtue of his will. But you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain if with too credent ear you list his songs. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister. And keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart.
I stay too long. But here my father comes.
Yet here, Laertes,
Aboard! Aboard for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. Oh, and these few precepts in thy memory look thou character. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposite may beware of thee. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it shall follow as the night the day thou canst not then be false to any man. My blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is't, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
'Tis told me very oft of late he hath given private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. You do not understand yourself so clearly as it behoves my daughter and your honor. What is't between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late, made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? You speak like a green girl.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion,
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to. Go to.
and hath given countenance to his speech, my good lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
I do know how prodigal the son lends the tongue vows. Ophelia, from this time forth, I would not, in plain terms, have you so slander, or mark any time, or give words to the Lord Hamlet. Look to it. I charge you. Come your ways.
Shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. It then draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thee heirs from heaven or blast from hell. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me! What may this mean? That thou, dead corpse, again in complete steel, revisits thus the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous, and we fools of nature so hurriedly to shake our disposition with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
It beckons you to go away with it.
Look with what courteous action it beckons you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
It will not speak. Then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why, what should be the fear? It waves me forth again. I'll follow it.
What if it tempt you toward the flood? Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff, which beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it.
It waves me still. Go on. I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands!
Be ruled, you shall not go.
Still I am called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me, I say, away. Go on. I'll follow thee.
You wax as desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. It does not fit thus to obey him.
Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak! I'll go no further. I will.
My hour is almost come, and I, so same, must render up myself. But lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak. I am bound to hear.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to pest and fire, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burst and purged away. But that I'm forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars sharpen their spears, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porcupine. This, no, this, if thou didst ever thy dear father love.
Oh, God!
Revenge is foul and most unnatural. Murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul.
Haste me to know it, that I may sweep to my revenge.
Here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung. Though the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death frankly abused. Know thou the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
That incestuous and adulterate beast, who won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous king. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there! From me, whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand, even with the vow I made to her in marriage. Softly thinks I sent the morning air. Grief, let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon. Upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed hemlock in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth curd the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head.
Oh, horrible. Horrible. Most horrible.
If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. Take not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother all. Leave her to heaven, with those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Remember me.
Hold my heart. And you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee. Aye, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee. Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records that youth and observation copied there, and thy commandment, all alone, shall live within the book and volume of my brain. Oh, most pernicious woman. Oh, villain! Villain! Smiling! Damned villain!
My lord! My lord! How is it, my noble lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Could my lord tell it?
No, you will reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven. Nor I, my lord.
It is an honest ghost. That, let me tell you, And now, my friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, grant me one poor request. Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I.
Upon my sword.
My lord, we have sworn already.
Boy, say so, art thou there? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword. Well said, old Mull, a worthy pioneer.
Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Good, but come, swear. Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, with all my love, I do commend me to you. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
My lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what, in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, pale as his shirt, with his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport, as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love.
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as would draw it. Long stayed he so. Then raised a sigh so piteous and profound that it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. And with his head o'er his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors they went without their help, and to the last bended their light on me.
This is the very ecstasy of love. What, gave you any hard words of late to him?
No, my lord. But as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle and meant to rack thee, but beshrew my jealousy. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close may cause more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come.
Leave it on the ground.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you, the need we have to you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? So I call it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man appears to be what it was. But it should be more than his father's death that thus hath put so much from the understanding of himself I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young he's brought up with him, draw him on to pleasures, and gather so much whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentleman, he hath talked much of you, and I am sure 2 men living to whom he doth more adheres. If it should please you thus to extend your time with us a while for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might put your command more into your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
For we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bets, to lay our services freely at your feet to be commanded.
Well, Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you both to instantly visit my too much changed son.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Amen.
I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious Lord.
Your drift, Polonius.
I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy so sure as it hath used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. That too I long to hear.
My liege, and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is't but to be nothing else but mad. But let that go, and I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad let us grant him then. And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect. For this effect defective comes by cause, thus it remains. And the remainder thus, consider. I have a daughter, who in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. To the celestial, the most beautified Ophelia. Oh, that's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while. I would be faithful. Doubt not, the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love, O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers, have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. O most best, believe it. Adieu, thine evermore, Hamlet. This in obedience hath my daughter shown me.
But how has she received this love?
What do you think of me?
As of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. When I had seen this hot love on the wing, to my young mistress thus did I bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince, out of thy star. This must not be. And then I prescripts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. This done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence into a watch, thence into a weakness, thence into a lightness, and by declension into the madness wherein now he raves, and all we mourn for.
You think 'tis this?
It may be. Very
When
like.
hath it been? I would fain know that I have positively said 'tis so when it proved otherwise.
Well, not that I know.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
How may we prove this further?
You know sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
Oh, indeed he does.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm in Carter's.
We will try it.
Look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Away, I beseech you both, away. I will board him presently. Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man. I, sir, to be honest as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
I'll say you by that. Still harping on my daughter, yet he knows me not. He thought I was a fishmonger. He's far gone, far gone. I'll speak to him again. My lord, what do you read?
Words? Words? Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slander, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams. All which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For you yourself, sir, should grow old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backward.
Though there be madness in it, yet there be a method. My lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I will more willingly part withal. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Farewell, my lord. You go seek the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
My honored lord!
My most dear lord!
My excellent good friends! How dost thou, Guildenstern? Rosencrantz.
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy on fortune's cap. We are not the very button.
What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord?
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
A goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then 'tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison.
Why, then it is your ambition that makes it one. It's too narrow for your mind.
I could call myself bounded in a nutshell and call myself a king of infinite space. Or not that I have bad dreams.
Well, which dreams are indeed ambition, for the very substance of the ambitious is merely the shadow of a dream.
A dream itself is but a shadow. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord. No other occasion.
Beggar than I am even poor in thanks. But I thank you, and sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, come! Nay! Speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything! But to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession about your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
What say you?
Nay then, I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. I have of late, though wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave or hanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire. Why, it seems to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me.
What about...
No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why did you laugh then when I said, man delights not me?
To think, if man delights you not, what humble compensation the players shall receive from you.
What players are they?
Even those you used to take delight in, the traveling tragedians.
Oh, here they come now.
Gentlemen, you're welcome to Elsinore. Your hands, come, you are welcome. But my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Hark you, Guildenstern, I will prophesy he comes to tell me of the players. Mark it.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
The actors are come hither.
Buzz, buzz.
Upon mine honor.
And Camey Jack are on his ass. You are welcome, masters. Welcome all. I'm glad to see thee well. Welcome, good friends. Oh, my old friend, comes thou to butte me in Denmark? What, my young lady and mistress? Masters, you are all welcome. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my good lord?
I heard thee speak me a speech once, but it was never acted. 'Twas Aeneas' tale to Dido, and thereupon of it especially where he speaks of Priam's slaughter. And, yes.
But who? Oh, who had seen the marbled queen?
Marble Queen, that's good.
The marbled queen run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with vis and ream. A clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all over-teemed loins, a blanket, the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen, with tongue in venom steeped, 'gainst fortune's state would treason have pronounced? Oh, but if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport, in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Look, he has tears in his eyes. Pray you, no more.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak up the rest soon. Good my lord, will you see the players well bestowed?
I will use them according to their deserts.
Gods, bodikins, man, much better. Use every man after his desert, and who should scape whipping. Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in their bounty. Take them in.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Dost thou hear me, old friends? Can you play The Murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have it tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some dozen or so lines, which I would set down and insert into it, could you not?
Oh, we could, my lord.
As well. Follow that lord, and look you, mock him not. My friends, go with them. You're welcome to Elsinore.
Good, my lord.
Aye, so God be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a dream, in a passionate speech, could force his soul so to his own conceit that by her working, all his visage wan, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, and all for nothing. For Hecuba, he would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, yet I, A dull and muddy metal fellow, unpregnant of thy cause, can say nothing. No, not for a king upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Tweaks me by the nose. Gives me the lie in the throat as deepest to my lungs. Who does me this, huh? But I am pigeon-livered, and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, kindless villain. Oh! Vengeance! Oh! Fire! Foe! About my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape, yea, and perhaps, out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
I no drift of circumstance give from him why he puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all his days of quiet with turbulent and dangerous lunacy.
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof when we would try to bring him unto some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of his disposition.
Of our demands, most free in his reply.
Did you interest him in any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players came here to entertain, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are here about the courts, and, as I think, have orders to play before him tonight.
Entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too. For we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as by accident, may hear affront Ophelia. Her father and myself will so bestow ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge and gather by him, as he is behaved, if it be the affliction of his love or no that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do hope that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I wish that your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. That show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are oft to blame for this. 'Tis too much proved that with devotion's visage and pious action we do sugar o'er the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis true. How smart a lash that speech doth give my conscience, so heavy burden.
I do hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against of sea troubles, and by opposing end them. to die, to sleep. No more. And by asleep, we say to end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. There's a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep, perchance, to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes when he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with a pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment, with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Softy now, the fair Ophelia. Nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I never gave you aught.
My lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again, for to the noble mind rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
I did love you once.
Indeed. My lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old state, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my back than I have words to put them in. What such fellows as I do? We are errant knaves, all. Believe none of us. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Or marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery. Go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all save one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown! The expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers quite down. And I of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey music of his vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled, out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love, his affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake. Though a lack form a little, 'twas not like madness. There's something in his soul which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do fear the hatch and disclose will be some danger. Which for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart, for on his brain still beating puts him thus from fashion of himself. Oh, what think you on it?
It shall do well. But yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. And I, so please you, will be placed in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
Shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I prithee, as I pronounced it, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of our players do, I had as lief a town crier spoke my lines. Pray you, avoid it. Be not too tame, neither, but let your own discretion be your guide. Suit the action to the word to the action. Go, make you ready. Horatio.
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. I prithee, even with the very comment of thy soul, when thou seest that act afoot, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself uncannily in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen. And after, we will both our judgments join.
Well, my lord, if you steal anything while this play is playing, escape detecting. I'll pay the theft.
Oh, they're coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you a place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Well, i'faith, of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air. Promise cram. You cannot feed capons so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they play upon your patience. Come here then, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Huh?
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
You are merry, my lord.
Who, I?
Aye, my lord.
What should a man do but be merry? For look, how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within this 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord. For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
What means this, my lord?
Oh, it means miss.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round. Neptune's salt wash and Tellus orb ground. 30 dozen moons with borrowed sheen. About the word have times 1230s been, since love or hearts and hymen did our hands unite communal in most sacred bands.
Oh, woe is me. You are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state, that I distressed you. Yet though I distressed, discomfort you, my lord, in nothing must. For women's fear and love hold quantity in neither aught or in extremity.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and happily one as kind, for husband shalt thou.
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must needs be treason in my breast. One second husband let me be accursed, none wed the second, but who killed the first.
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instances that second marriage move are base respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak. What we do determine, oft we break. This world is not for aye, nor 'tis strange that even our loves with our fortunes should change. Our thoughts are ours, their ends none of our own. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when the first lord is dead.
Both here and hence, pursue me lasting strife, if once a widow ever I be wife.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My senses grow dull. Fain, I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep, rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison in jest. No offense in the world.
What do you call this play?
The Mousetrap. It is the image of a murder done in Vienna. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your Majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. This is Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You are as good as a chorus, my lord. Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Now mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's band, thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic and dire potency on wholesome life usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden. His name's Gonzago. The play is excellent, written choice Italian. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
How does my lord?
Give me some light! Open!
Light!
Lights! Lights!
Oh, good Horatio. I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Did proceed?
Very well, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poisoning.
I did very well note him.
Come, some music. Come, the recorders.
Lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir,
Ah, sir, what of him?
in his retirement, Morville is distempered.
With drink, sir?
No, sir, rather with Cowler.
For me to put him to his purgation would perchance plunge him into a far greater choler.
Could my lord put your discourse into some frame and start not so wildly from our affair?
I am tame, sirs. Pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
You are welcome.
Nay, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it please you to make me a wholesome answer, I will do your mother's commandment. If not, let your pardon and my return be the end of my business.
Sir, I cannot.
What, my lord?
Make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased. But to the matter. My mother, you say?
Thus she says, you have struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful song that can so astonish your mother. But is there no sequel at the heels of this mother's admiration imparts?
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We shall obey, were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
And do still by these pickers and stealers.
Good my lord, what is the cause of your distemper? You do surely bar the doors upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friends.
Sir, I lack advancement.
How can that be when you have the voice of the king himself for your succession in Denmark?
Oh, the recorder. Let me see one. Sir, will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
It is as easy as lying. Govern these vents with your fingers and thumbs. Give it breath with your mouth, and it shall discourse most eloquent music. Look you, these are the stops.
But these I cannot command in the utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Why, how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. And there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ. Yet cannot you make it speak? Do you think I am easier played on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will. Though you can fret me, you cannot play upon me. God be with you, sir.
My lord, the queen will speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in shape of a camel?
By the mast is like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
Very like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Back like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me. Friends. 'Tis now the very witching time of night when hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I do such bitter business. Soft. Now to my mother. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. My tongue and soul in this be hypocrites. How in my words soever she be shent, to give them seals, never my soul consent.
I like him not, nor stands it safe with us to let his madness range. Therefore prepare you, and he to England shall along with you. The terms of our state may not endure hazard so near us as doth hourly grow out of his lunacies.
We will ourselves provide most holy and religious fears to keep those many, many bodies safe that feed upon your majesty.
Arm you, I pray you, to the speedy voyage. We will fetters put upon this fear which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste us.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will? My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? And how will come? My fault is past. But oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, since I'm still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? In the corrupted currents of this world, offense's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft is seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. It is not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true hand. Oh, bosom black as death, help, angels, make us say. Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn faith. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Pat. Now he is prey. And now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so am I revenged. A villain kills my father, and for this, I, his sole son, do this same villain send to heaven. Why, this is hire and salary, not revenge. To take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Up sword, when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed. Then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell, whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts, never to heaven, no.
He will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your majesty hath screened and stood between much heat and him. I will sconce me even here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother! Mother!
I'll warrant you. Fear me not. Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Oh, now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how no, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I sit you down a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What will thou do? Thou wilt thou murder me. Help!
What ho? Help! How now? A rat! Dead for a ducat! Dead!
Oh!
I am slain!
What hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this!
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. A wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace, sit you down. And let me wring your heart, for so I shall if it be made a penetrable stop.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Look here, upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow, Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself. A combination and a form indeed where every god did seem to set his seal to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. This is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame, it's humble, and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment could step from this to this? What devil was it had robbed you of your judgment? Oh, shame! Where is thy blush?
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnest my eyes into my very soul.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption.
Oh, no more, sweet Hamlet. These words like daggers enter my ear. No more.
A murderer and a villain. A slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord. A vice of kings. A cutpurse of the empire and the rule that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more, no more.
A king of shreds and patches. Save me and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Oh, he is mad.
Do you not come your tardy son to chide that lapsed in time and action lets go by the important acting of your dread command?
Not forget. This visitation is but the wet but look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
How is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy? Oh, my gentle son, upon the beat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Oh, that your eyes or spirits wildly peep, whereon do you look?
On him, look you how pale he glares.
To whom do you speak?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all. Yet all that is I see.
Nor did you nothing hear?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look you now. Look how it stalks away. My father, in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes, even now, out at the portal.
Oh, this is the very coinage of your brain. This bodily creation, this ecstasy is very cunning in its...
Ecstasy? My blood, as yours, doth temperately keep time, and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Madam, for love of grace, lay not this flattering unction to your soul. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rancor.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Then throw away the worser part of it and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. The next, more easy, for use, almost can change the stamp of nature and either master the devil or throw him out with wondrous potency. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. For this same Lord, I do repent, and I will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind. One word more, good lady.
What should I do?
Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him, for a pair of reechy kisses, make you to ravel all this matter out, that I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that?
Like I had forgot, 'tis so concluded on.
There's letters sealed, and my 2 schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work. For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard, and it shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet when in one line 2 crafts directly meet. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, and was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, Mother.
Of Hamlet. There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate this that we understand them.
Oh, mine own lord, what I have seen tonight!
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad, as the sea and wind when both contend, which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, hearing something stir behind the arras, whips out his rapier and cries, "A rat, a rat!" And in this brainish apprehension, kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have restrained this mad young man. But we so loved young Hamlet that we protected him, and like the owner of a foul disease, to keep it from divulging, let it feed even on the pit of life. Where is he gone?
To drop out the body he hath killed.
Oh, Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. And this vile deed we must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse. Oh, Guildenstern, Rosencrantz. Friends both. Hamlet in madness, Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out. Speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you make haste in this. Oh, come, Gertrude. We'll call up our wisest friends and let them know both what we mean to do and what's untimely done. Oh, come away. My soul's full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
What's off? What noise? Who calls on Hamlet? Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Confounded it with dust, whereto 'tis kin.
Tell us where 'tis that we might take it and bear it to the chapel.
And to be demanded by a sponge, what replication should be made by the son of a king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end. When he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing and sponge. You shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I'm glad of it.
A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
Tell us where the dead body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord?
Of nothing. Bring me to him.
What hath befallen?
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we can by no means get from him.
Where is he?
Without, my lord, guarded to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ho! Guildenstern!
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. That's the end.
Alas, alas.
A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed that worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing, but to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. Send thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs to the lobby.
Go, seek him there.
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed which thou hast done must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare you. The bark is ready, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England.
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it if thou knewest our purposes.
I see an angel that sees them. But come, for England. Farewell, good mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come, for England.
Follow him afoot. Speed with post and haste. Follow him afoot. Send him hence. Go! In England, thou hast any love for me, my great power may give thee sense, effect the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England. Like the hectic in my bloody rages, and thou must cure me. Till I know 'tis done, however my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
Will it please you to go, my lord?
I'll be with you straight. Go a little before. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. Is it not monstrous that what is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast, no more. How stand I then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my reason and my blood, and let all sleep? Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
Speak with her!
She is indeed distract. Her mood needs to be pitied.
What would she have?
Her father said she hears there's tricks in the world, hems and beats her hard, spurns enviously at straws, speaks things in doubt. Her speech is nothing. Yet the unshaped use of it doth move her hearers to collection. They aim at it, and then make of it what they will.
'Twere good she was spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in.
the beauteous majesty of Denmark.
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle, bat, and staff, and his sandals shone.
Why, how now, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say you? Nay, pray you, mark. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heel stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray you, mark! White his shroud as the mountain snow.
Alas, my lord, look here.
Larded all with sweet flowers, which bewept the grave did not go with true love showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all the morn betime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and donned his clothes and ducked the chamber door, let in a maid, let out a maid, never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia, how long has she been thus?
I cannot choose to weep, but think they would lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall hear of it. And so, I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close, I pray you. Give her good watch. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. Springs all from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First, her father slain. Next, your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove. The people whispering of good Polonius' death. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without the which we are but pictures or mere beasts. And last, your brother has come home from France, and wants not buzzers to infect his ears with pestilent speeches of his father's death.
Alack, what noise is
What is
this?
the matter?
Save yourself, my lord. The ocean o'erpeering in his list eats not the flats with more impetuous haste than young Laertes in a riotous head. The rabble call him lord. Choose we, they cry. Laertes shall be king. Laertes king.
How cheerfully on the false trail they cry. This is counter. You false Danish dogs.
Oh, the doors are broke. Oh, thou vile king! Give me my father!
Hamlet, good Laertes.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Go, Gertrude. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed. Let him go, Gertrude. Where is my father? Yes.
Let up by him.
Let him demand his fill. How can he be dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance. Bows to the blackest devil. I dare damnation. I will be revenged most thoroughly for my father. Who shall stay you? Not all the world. Good Laertes, is it written your revenge that you will stand on both friend and foe? None but his enemies. Will you know them then? To his good friends thus wide I'll open my arms. Why, now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death, and most sensibly in grief for it, it shall as level to your judgment peer as day does to your eye.
What noise is that? Oh, heat. Dry up my brains. Tears 7 times salt burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. Oh, Rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, is it possible a young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life?
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, nonny, hey, nonny. And in his grave reigned many a tear. Fare thee well, my dove.
Hadst thou thy wits, and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
There is rosemary. That's for remembrance. I pray you, love, remember. And there is pansies. That's for thoughts.
A document of madness.
There's fennel for you. And columbine. Here is rue for you. And here is some for me. There's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. And they say he made a good end. And will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, no, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He never will come again. His beard as white as snow, all flaxen was his poll. He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. No, no!
Do you see this? Oh, God!
There, I must commune with your grief, for you deny me right. Go but apart, make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and let them hear and judge twixt you and me. If by direct or by collateral hand they find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we call ours to you in satisfaction. But not. You content to lend your patience to it, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure burial, no noble rite nor formal ostentation, cry to be heard, that I must call it in question.
So you shall. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. And pray you go with me.
God bless thee, sir.
Let him bless thee too.
A letter for you, sir, from the ambassador that was bound for England.
Horatio, let the king have the letters I have sent. Ere 2 days at sea, a pirate gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them. On the instant, they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their sole prisoner. They have dealt with me with mercy. I am to do a good turn for them. Repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb. These fellows will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell, Hamlet. Come, I will show you to the king, and do it the speedier, that you may direct me to him from whom you brought them.
Now you must put me in your heart for friend, since you have heard with a knowing ear that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears. But tell me why you proceeded not against these feats so crimeful in nature.
Two special reasons. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks. And for myself, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul that as the star moves not but in his sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive is the great love the gender give him, who dipping all his faults in their affection would, like the spring that turneth wood to stone, convert his faults to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again and not where I had aimed them.
And so have I, a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms. But my revenge will come.
Oh, now, what news?
Letters for you from my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, and this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Sailors, my lord, they say. I saw them not.
That as you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean?
Know you the hand?
This Hamlet's character. You advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I should live and tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
Will you be ruled by me, Laertes?
Aye, my lord. If you will not overrule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. I will work him to an exploit now ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall. And for his death, even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it axe.
If you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You've been talked of since your travel much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine. Your sum of parts together did not pluck such envy from him as did that one, and that in my regard of the unworthiest siege.
What means your lordship?
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but that I know love is begun by time, and that I see, in passages that prove, time qualifies the spark and fire of it. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed, more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
Revenge should have no bounds. Because Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet return shall know you are come home. Will put on those shall praise your excellence and wager on your heads. He being remiss, most generous, and free from all contriving, will not inspect the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I'll do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an ointment of a mountebank, so mortal, I'll touch my point with this contagion that if I gull him slightly, it may be death.
Now, if this should fail, and that our plan show through our bad performance, we'd better not essayed. Therefore, this project should have a back or second that might hold if this did blast and prove. See. When in your motions you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end, and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, where I'm but sipping, he by chance escaped your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. But stay. How now, sweet queen?
Oh, one won't just tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Your sister drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There is a willow, grows aslant the brook. There, there chose its hollies in the glassy stream. There did she come with fantastic garlands of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. There on the pendant boughs, her cornet weeds clambering to hang. An envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like for a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, like one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endeared unto that element. But long it could not be, till her garments, heavy with that drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Then she is drowned?
Drowned? Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou for Ophelia. Thus I forbid mine own. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly drowns it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is. Therefore make her grave straight. Corner half said on her, finds it Christian burial.
How can that be? Unless she drown herself in her own defense?
I just found so.
It must be so. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is will he, nil he goes. Mark you that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Therefore, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
Well, if this had not been a gentle woman, she ought been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. And the more pity that great folks should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves more than the likes of us. Come, my spade. Grave makers hold up Adam's profession. He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why? He had none.
What? Art thou a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it. When you are asked this question next, say, a grave maker. The houses he makes last till doomsday. Go. Fetch me a stoup of liquor.
As a
fellow no feeling of his business that he sings in grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness?
'Tis even so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense. That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. Look how the name jowls into the ground. This might be the skull of a politician or of a courtier, which could say, "Good morrow, sweet lord. How dost thou, good lord?"
Aye, my lord.
Why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none, neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
For one that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How I salute the neighbors. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
For all the day in the year. I came to it the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad is sent into England.
Aye, Mary. Why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he is mad. He will recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
By losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark.
How long may a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he die. I'll ask you some 8 year or 9 year. Tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade, he will keep water out a great while. And your water is the sore decayer of your dead body. This skull hath lain you in the earth some 23 year.
Whose was it?
Whose do you think it was?
Hey, I know not.
This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Even that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest and most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. Where be your jibes now? Your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen? What's off? Aside. Here comes the king. The queen? The courtiers? Who is this they follow?
What ceremony else?
Ah, that is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranties. Her death was doubtful. Had but the great command, or sways the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged until the last trumpet.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We would profane the service of the dead to sing a requiem, and such rest to her as peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth. And from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, A ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What? The fair Ophelia.
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou shouldest been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked sweet maid, and not have strewn thy grave.
Trouble. Fall 10 times trouble on that cursed head. Hold off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? Whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and make them stand like wander-wounded heroes? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
Devil, take thy soul! Pluck them asunder!
Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet!
Gentlemen!
But my lord, be quiet!
Why, I will fight with him upon the seam until my eyelids can no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not make up my sum. What would thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, forbear him.
Show me what thou wilt do. Would weep, would fight, would tear thyself, eat a crocodile, I'll do it. Dost thou come here to outface me with leaping in her grave? What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, the dog will have his day.
I pray the good Horatio wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last nights. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then in patience our proceeding be.
Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me, in the dark, groped I to find them out. Had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room again, making so bold to unseal their grand commission, where I found an exact command, that on the supervise, no leisure bated, no, not to stay the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off.
Is it possible?
Here's the commission. Read it. But wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
I sat me down, wrote out a new commission. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death. No shriving time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Why, even in this was heaven ordinant. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of that Danish seal. Folded the writ up in like of the other, subscribed it, gave it the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known. Now the next day was our sea fight, and what to this is sequent thou knowst already.
So, Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it.
Why, man, they did make love to their employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow.
Why, what a king is this?
He that hath killed my king, whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes. Is it not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm?
It must be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim is mine. And I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. But sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace! Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I'd like to impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit. And put your bonnet to his right use, sir. 'Tis for the head.
I think your lordship is very hot.
No, believe me, it is very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is a different cold, my lord, indeed.
Yet methinks it is very sultry and hot for my disposition.
Exceedingly, my lord. Very sultry. My lord, his majesty bade me signify to you that he's made a great wager on your head.
I beseech you, remember.
Nay, good my lord, for mine ease and good faith. Sir, here is new to court Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman. To speak feelingly of him, he is court or calendar of gentry, for you shall find him the continent of what parted gentlemen would see.
Sir, his definement suffers no perdition in you. I take him to be a soul of great article, and his infusion of such dearth and rareness as to make true semblance of him, his image is his self. And who else could trace him? His umbrage, nothing more.
Your lordship speaks most infallibly of him.
The concernancy, sir, what imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
His purse is empty already. All's golden words are spent.
Of him, sir.
You're not ignorant what excellence Laertes is. In his mead, he's unfollowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but well.
The king, sir, has laid that between a dozen passes between yourself and him, he should not exceed 3 hits he hath laid on 12 for 9. And it should come to an immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall. If it please his majesty, it is the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold to his purpose. I will win for him if I can. If not, I will gain nothing but my shame and the odd hits.
Shall I re-deliver you in, sir?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours. Yours.
My lord, you will lose this wager.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds.
Nay, my good lord.
It is but foolery, but it is troubling nonetheless.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man knows aught of what he leaves, what is it to leave betimes? Let be.
And take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I have done you wrong, but pardon it as you are a gentleman. This presence knows, and you must needs have heard, how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly wake, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet wronged Laertes? Never Hamlet. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purpose evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot my arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature. I do receive your offered love like love and will not wrong it.
I will receive it gladly. And will this brother's wager frankly play? Give us the foils. Come on.
Come, one for me.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace has laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This one is too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. These foils have all the length?
Aye, my lord.
Give me the cups. Let the kettle to the trumpet speak, the trumpet to the cannoneer without, the cannons to the heavens, the heaven to earth. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you, the judge, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One.
No.
Judgment.
A hit! A very palpable hit!
Stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Oh, give him the cups.
I'll play this bout first. Let it by a while. Come. Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
Oh, he is scant and wicked breath. Here, let me wipe thy face. The queen carouses to your fortune, Hamlet.
Good, madam.
Good, you do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
Poison cup, it is too late. I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Let me wipe thy face.
I'll hit him now, my lord.
I do not make it.
And yet it's almost against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You but dally.
Say you so? Come on.
Nothing, neither way.
Ah!
How about you now?
Part the baron sense.
Hey, come.
Look at the
Again.
green there, hold! My lord, how is it, Laertes?
Why is the woodcock to mine own springe, Osric? I am justly killed with my own treachery.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
Oh, no. Oh, the drink. The drink. Oh, my Hamlet. The drink. The drink. I'm poisoned. Oh.
Oh, villainy. Oh, let the doors be locked. Treachery. Seek it out.
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there's not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king. The king's to blame!
Appoint Envenom too. Envenom, do thy work!
Ah!
Oh, yet defend me, friends. I am but hurt
Here, thou murderous, incestuous damned thing, drink off thy potion! Is thy union there? Follow my mother!
He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, Hamlet. Mine and my father's death came not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You that look pale and wonder at this chance, that are but mutes and audience to this act, had I but time, oh, I could tell you. Now let that be. Horatio, I am dead. Thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
If thou art a man, give me the cup. Let go. By heaven, I'll have it. Oh, good Horatio. What a wounded name, things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. I am dead. The potent poison coitor crows my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England. So tell, with the occurrence, more or less, which have solicited, the rest is silence.
Thou cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Why does the drum come hither?
Lord, it's from England, Norway.
What is it you will see? If aught of woe or wonder, cease your search.
This quarry cries on havoc. O proud death, what feast is toward in thine eternal cell that thou so many princes that are shot so bloodily hast struck?
And our affairs from England have come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing, to tell him his commandment has been fulfilled, that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. But since ambassador from Norway and you from England are here arrived, give order that these bodies high on a stage be placed to the view. And let me tell the yet unknowing world how these things came about. All this can I truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience.
For me it is with sorrow I embrace my fortune. We have some rights of memory in this kingdom, which now to claim our vantage doth invite us.
Of that I shall also have cause to speak. Now, while men's minds are wild, lest more mischance on plots and errors happen.
Let poor captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most royally. And for his passage, let the soldier's music and the rights of war speak loudly for him.
Take up the bodies. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.
Yeah.